Kaye Adams' home where she'll hunker down amid BBC radio conduct complaint. Loose Women panellist Kaye Adams has been taken off her BBC Radio Scotland show over internal complaints about her behaviour. See inside her private home. Kaye Adams frequently comments on her home life with her tennis coach partner Ian Campbell and children Charlie, 23, and Bonnie, 18, as a panellist on Loose Women. However, the broadcaster will likely be spending time away from public view, as it was revealed on the 19th of October that she was being taken off her BBC Radio Scotland show after an internal complaint about her behaviour was lodged. Kaye joined Radio Scotland in 2010, hosting the phone-in show Call Kaye until 2015, before moving on to the Mornings with Kaye Adams show. A spokesman for the television presenter said that no complaints had been presented to her by the BBC, adding, "She has worked for BBC Radio Scotland for more than 15 years and in that time has never had any issue raised about her." Meanwhile, the BBC Scotland press office said, "We would not comment on individuals. If any complaints or concerns are raised, we have robust internal processes in place to manage these." It has been reported that Kaye had been temporarily removed from her £155,000 a year job after alleged complaints from junior colleagues that she had shouted and screamed at them. The complaints were believed to have been raised under the BBC's Call It Out scheme, which was launched in April 2025 to address bad behaviour in the workplace. The complaints are not currently believed to impact her role at ITV's Loose Women. As the BBC investigation gets underway, we're taking a look at where Kaye retreats to public view when not on our screens. Inside Kaye Adams' home. The presenter's career has required her to work in Manchester, Birmingham, and now London, but she's resisted moving to London, choosing to stay true to her Scottish roots. In a chat with The Guardian, Kaye revealed, "I grew up in a small town in central Scotland called Grangemouth." Kaye's Instagram account has given us a few glimpses inside her home. One day, Kaye chose to film a video, and it revealed her modern living space. The star's downstairs space is open plan and features a huge grey sofa, a wooden dining table, and multiple pieces of art on the walls. A glimpse of her garden was shown as she closed her blinds, revealing that she has a sprawling outdoor space with a perfectly mowed lawn and lots of trees. On another occasion, the mother of two took her phone into her bedroom to record a video, showing off her plush velvet bed, blush pink sheets, and fluffy rug. What a boudoir! In a candid conversation on Loose Women, Kaye opened up about her home life struggles in 2024. She explained, "Bonnie has gone off to Edinburgh University. She won't thank me for saying that Charlie is now working, so she's away as well. Second one out of the house is tough. I have to say I am finding it difficult. The place is too tidy. We've got too much milk in the fridge. I don't know how we're going to stop the milk order." Speaking about her relationship and spending time apart from Ian, she said, "Ian and I are both away for work a lot though, and it wouldn't work for everybody. But I think it works for us. You know, we've been together for 30 years plus. We're never entirely sure because it's so long and can't remember. But it's definitely 30 years plus. We've just always been like that. We've always had our own thing going on, and before I had the kids and I was doing Loose Women, I was in Manchester from Monday to Friday for a long time, and he works a lot in Italy doing tennis stuff, so it's just the way that we are." The home where Kaye Adams will hunker down amid BBC radio conduct complaint turmoil. The broadcasting world has been rocked by the news that beloved presenter Kaye Adams has been temporarily removed from her BBC Radio Scotland programme following an internal conduct complaint. As the investigation unfolds and headlines swirl, the focus turns to where the Loose Women star will retreat from the intense public and media scrutiny, her private sanctuary in Glasgow. While the BBC and a spokesperson for Adams maintain silence on the precise nature of the allegations, reports from various news outlets suggest the complaints, filed under the BBC's new Call It Out scheme, relate to allegations of aggressive behaviour toward junior staff members, including claims of shouting and screaming. Adams, who has worked for BBC Radio Scotland for over 15 years, has had her representative state that no complaints have been presented to her by the broadcaster as of yet. This unprecedented scenario leaves the veteran presenter in a state of professional limbo, prompting a necessary retreat to her personal space, the Glasgow West End haven, where Kaye Adams seeks solace. In the midst of this dramatic professional crisis, Adams, 62, will undoubtedly be leaning on her personal life for support. The presenter and her long-term partner, tennis coach Ian Campbell, live in Glasgow's West End and share 2 daughters. This well-known, desirable residential area in Scotland's largest city is the backdrop for her personal life, a crucial distance from the BBC Scotland headquarters at Pacific Quay, where the alleged conduct took place. Glasgow's West End is famed for its leafy streets, bohemian cafes, and impressive Victorian architecture, offering a degree of seclusion and calm that stands in stark contrast to the high-pressure, highly publicized world of broadcasting. Adams' need for a private space to weather the storm is paramount, especially given the sensitivity of the situation. Location: Glasgow's West End. Personal life: lives with long-term partner Ian Campbell, a tennis coach, and their 2 daughters. The retreat: a secluded, residential area offering privacy from the ongoing media storm. The specific address of the star's residence is not widely publicized, reflecting a clear desire for privacy, a need that is more critical than ever now. However, official company records for businesses she is a director of listed Glasgow address in Partick Hill Road, G11, 5AB as a correspondence address. While this does not definitively confirm it as her family home, it links her deeply to the West End locale and provides a crucial anchor point during this turbulent period. The weight of the complaint: a new era for the BBC. The internal conduct complaint that led to Adams' temporary removal from the air is a major development in the BBC's ongoing efforts to address workplace culture. The complaints were reportedly raised through the corporation's new Call It Out scheme, which was launched following several high-profile misconduct scandals, including those involving former BBC News anchor Hugh Edwards and former MasterChef presenter Greg Wallace. This context underscores the severity with which the BBC is now treating all allegations of misconduct. The corporation's stance, as articulated by the BBC chairman, is clear. If you think you're too big a star or too important to live by the values of this organization, not only are you wrong, but we will find you out. Adams, one of BBC Radio Scotland's highest-paid and longest-serving presenters, now finds herself at the centre of this new, uncompromising cultural shift. Key details of the ongoing situation: the allegations: unspecified conduct complaint, with reports suggesting claims of shouting and screaming and aggressive behaviour towards junior staff. Adams' stance: a representative stated that no complaints have been presented to her by the BBC. Programme status: Adams has been absent from the Mornings with Kaye Adams show since October 6, with Connie McLaughlin and Stephen Jardine hosting in her place. Long-term impact: the investigation is expected to last a minimum of 2 weeks. Adams has not permanently left the BBC, and her role on ITV's Loose Women remains unchanged. A career on hold: what the future holds. Kaye Adams' career spans decades, making her a formidable figure in both Scottish and UK broadcasting. She has presented on BBC Radio Scotland since 2010, initially hosting the phone-in show Call Kaye before moving to the morning slot. Concurrently, she has been a regular and popular panellist and anchor on ITV's Loose Women since 1999. This unexpected removal from her radio show represents a dramatic pause in a distinguished career. The lack of direct communication from the BBC to Adams regarding the complaint, a point heavily emphasised by her representative, has led to media speculation that her name has been dragged through the mud. As she awaits the outcome of the BBC's internal investigation, her Glasgow West End home becomes the necessary bunker, a space to prepare her professional and legal response and to shield her family from the scrutiny. The next few weeks will be critical. The BBC's commitment to its Call It Out scheme means this investigation will likely be thorough. For Adams, the privacy and stability of her home life in the West End will be essential as she navigates one of the most challenging periods of her professional life.